Kaitlin, my name's Kayte, and I'm the nurse that's going to be talking with you today. Is it okay if I sit down? These are just a few tools to help guide our conversation. Okay, so what brings you in here today?
Well, I fractured my left wrist playing golf last week.
We just have that happen.
I was teeing off and I just fell.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you got that taken care of. Do you have any idea what caused you to fall?
I don't know. I get kind of dizzy when I stand up sometimes, but I don't really know. I just swung and my feet came out from under me.
Okay, well, geez, I'm sorry that happened to you. Okay, well, I'm in here today to talk to you a little bit about your alcohol use. So, you talked to a few healthcare providers beforehand, and I've read through your chart a little bit, and I just want to get a little bit more insight on your alcohol and how much you use and how often you use it. Is that okay? Now, besides alcohol, is there any other type of substance that you use? Do you smoke cigars, cigarettes, chew tobacco, use drugs?
I smoked like 40 years ago, but I don't do that anymore.
Okay, so just alcohol? Okay, well, how much would you say you're currently drinking?
Well, I used to have like 1 or 2 on the weekends, but it's kind of gotten to the point where I have 3 or 4 a day, a night.
Okay, so you drink 3 to 4 drinks a night. Okay, well, I want to go a little bit more in depth about your drinking and learn a little bit more about you. And so I'm going to use this tool. It's called Audit, the Alcohol Use Disorders Identification Test, and it will just kind of help me to identify where you are with your alcohol use and maybe how we can help you. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you these few questions. If you could be open and honest with me about them, it will help us. Okay. So you said that you drink a drink containing alcohol on a daily basis?
Yeah, I mean, I drink every night, so I guess that's every day. Yeah.
Okay. And you said that you typically have 3 to 4. Okay. How often do you have 6 or more on one occasion?
Oh, never.
Okay, you don't drink that much? Okay. How often during the last year have you found that you were not able to start drinking once you had started?
I just drink 3 or 4. I don't drink more than that. So,
okay.
But I do it every night.
Every night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Seems like that helps me.
It helps you what?
It helps me go to sleep at night.
Okay.
It just calms me down.
Okay. How often during the last year have you failed to do what was normally expected of you because of drinking?
I don't know. Maybe a couple times.
A couple of times? So would you say monthly or less than monthly?
Probably less than monthly.
Less than monthly? Okay. How often during the last year have you needed a drink the first thing in the morning to get yourself going after you've had a lot of drinks in the evening?
Oh, well, I never drink in the morning, just at night.
Okay. What time of day would you say that you start to drink?
Probably around dinner time, like 5 or 6.
Okay. How often during the last year have you had a feeling of guilt or remorse after drinking?
I haven't really seen how it's affected me, so I don't really feel that guilty about it. I mean, it's just a few drinks.
Okay. How often during the last year have you been unable to remember what happened the night before because you had been drinking?
I don't think ever.
Okay, so you never, for example, blacked out and had people tell you did things you didn't remember?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Have you or someone else been injured as a result of your drinking?
Well, I did drink a little bit before I started to play golf. It might be before the game, so.
When you fell and hurt your wrist?
But I don't know if that's why I fell. But
okay, so you drank before you went and played golf, and then you fell and hurt your wrist when you were playing. How many drinks did you have before you went?
3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
They were just beers.
Okay. Has a relative, a friend, a doctor, or any other healthcare worker been concerned about your drinking and suggested that you cut down?
No, I mean my wife knows. Husband knows that I drink, but haven't really had a problem with it.
Okay, so your husband knows that you drink, but doesn't have a problem with it. Okay, so okay. Thank you for your honest answers. I know that this can sometimes be a kind of a hard topic to talk about. And based on the results of your answers to the test, it shows that you may be at risk for some negative impacts of alcohol. And I'm concerned about this. And because of your age, alcohol sometimes can impact you a little bit more with less alcohol, as opposed to somebody that's younger, because your body metabolizes it differently. Okay, so because of this and because of my concern, I would like to talk to you a little bit more about your alcohol use, if that's okay. Okay, so I want to start out by asking you what you enjoy about drinking.
Well, like I said earlier, it helps me sleep better. I've been feeling a little bit isolated lately, and it just helps me keep my mind off of not feeling so great.
Okay, so would you say that those are the pros of drinking? They help you sleep. It helps you sleep at night, and it keeps your mind off of feelings of isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what about the not so good things about drinking? Are there any negative things that drinking does?
I mean, I know that it's been increasing. My alcohol use has been increasing lately, and it might be contributing to my problems with being isolated. I don't feel like being around my grandchildren anymore. And
okay. So you said it's been increasing. So you have 3 to 4 now. How much did you used to have?
Just like 1 or 2 on the weekends.
Okay, and when you were having 1 to 2, you would interact with your grandchildren? But now that you're having more drinks, you don't interact with them as much?
Yeah, I feel like I don't interact with, I just have been feeling sad lately, and that's caused me to not want to be around them. And then I know drinking isn't really good to be around kids, so that's just
okay. So would you say that there is a connection present between your drinking and your feelings of isolation?
Yeah, it could be.
So the more you drink, the more isolated you feel? Okay. Let's see. So have you ever thought about or been educated about the risks associated with binge drinking? Because drinking 3 to 4 drinks a day, according to the recommended drinking guidelines, that is considered binge drinking. Any more than 4 drinks for a male in one sitting is considered binge drinking. And so have you ever been educated about the risks of binge drinking?
No, not really.
Okay, well, your vital signs, I reviewed your chart, and your heart rate and your blood pressure have increased. So your heart rate is 114 and your blood pressure is 172/98. And this is concerning to me because you're 65 and you do binge drink on a regular basis. That could be impacting your body system, because alcohol affects all of your body systems, and it seems like your heart might be working a little bit extra. And because you are older, your body's liver doesn't metastasize you don't have the same metabolic rate that you had before, and so that's why drinking, even though you're not drinking, you are considered binge drinking, but even though you're not drinking like 6 or 7, it still could be impact for you because of your age. And also, you have seen how it has impacted your social life, because you say that you feel isolated, and it's been affecting you and your wife and you and your grandchildren. Okay. So let me see if I understand this so far. It sounds like your drinking has increased over the past few months. You went from drinking 1 to 2 drinks to drinking 3 to 4 regularly. And we think this might be related to your high blood pressure and your high pulse rate. And you think that it might also be correlated with your feelings of isolation. Okay, well, now that we have that all figured out, I'd like to assess your readiness to change. Okay? So I have this scale here. It ranges from 0 to 10. And I would like you to pinpoint on the scale where you are on your readiness to change, with 0 being not ready for change, with 10 being fully ready for change. And by change, I mean how ready you are to cut down on drinking and start to eliminate your feelings of isolation.
Probably a 3.
A 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can you tell me why you picked a 3 and not a 1 or a 2?
Well, I am kind of leaning towards change because I really do want to be around my grandchildren more, but I don't really see my current drinking as that much of a problem.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not really affecting me.
so you don't see your drinking as a problem, but what about your feelings of isolation? Do you see that as a problem?
Yeah.
Well, on this same scale, how would you rate your readiness to change from feeling isolated to unisolated?
Oh, like a 7 or an 8.
Okay, so what I gather from that is you think that you would be a 3 on a willingness to change your drinking, but you're a 7 or an 8 on your willingness to change your isolation feelings. Okay, well, do you remember we talked about earlier that maybe your feelings of isolation come from your drinking? Does that maybe change? Say they go hand in hand. Would that maybe change your feelings of readiness to change for drinking? If drinking less would make you feel less isolated?
Maybe like a 5.
It would make it like a 5? Okay, well, so give or take, you're anywhere from a 3 to 5 with your readiness to change with drinking. And you didn't pick a lower number because you do want to change, you just don't know, you just don't really see how it is impacting your isolation. Okay, well, now, again, using this scale, how confident do you feel that you would be able to reduce your drinking and your feelings of isolation? Say they go hand in hand. So with 0 being no confidence in changing and 10 being complete confidence in changing, where would you be on the spectrum?
Probably like maybe a 6.
Okay, so you have 60% confidence in yourself that you would be able to change, and you have anywhere from 30 to 50% confidence in yourself to reduce your drinking and feelings of isolation. Okay, well, these are great numbers on the readiness scale, and it shows that you want to make changes, but maybe you just don't have the right tools. Okay, so let's talk more about that. I believe you are capable of making this change, and I can tell that you're motivated. And so because of that, I want to negotiate a plan of change with you. So I would suggest that maybe you start reducing your drinking before bedtime, because I know that you say it helps you sleep through the night, but alcohol can actually negatively impact your sleeping habits. And so you drink mainly in the evenings, and so maybe reducing your drinks before bedtime will help. Okay, and then you like to golf, right? Mm-hmm. So is that a way that you deal with stress?
Yeah, I love golfing, gardening.
Okay.
Like going for walks.
So, but you said that you drink sometimes before you go and golf. Well, I have a suggestion that you could consider. Maybe you could not drink before you go and go and golf and have a good time. And maybe you could see if it's okay if you could take one or multiple of your grandchildren golfing, because then you would get to spend time with them, get yourself out of isolation, and you would also be decreasing your drinking. Okay? Now, let's try to come up with a goal for cutting back on your alcohol use and to decrease your feelings of isolation. So, what would you say is your ultimate goal? Like, where do you want to be with your alcohol use and feelings of isolation?
Well, I don't think I could cut back all the way, but I could definitely get back to just having one or two on the weekends.
Okay. The recommended drinking guidelines say that 2 drinks per day for a male is okay. No more than 2 drinks, but I think that is a really good goal to have. And what about for your isolation? What kind of goals do you have with that, with your wife and your grandchildren?
I definitely want to spend more time with them. Get back to feeling like I can be around them without wanting to go home and just be by myself.
Okay. So for what I'm hearing from that is you want to get out of isolation, and when you're with them, not have feelings of wanting to be isolated. Okay. So what steps do you think you could take to help you reach that goal?
Probably like you said, go do some golfing or go on walks with them or something.
Okay. Yeah, walking would be a great, because walking also helps to reduce stress, and doing it together could help you guys build a stronger relationship and bring you out of your feelings of isolation. I think that's a great idea. So would you say that your family and your grandchildren would be supportive of you reducing your drinking and spending more time with them?
Yeah, I think they would.
Okay, well, it's always important to have a support system, and so being open with them and communicating the changes you want to make with them may help to increase your ability to do it. Okay? Well, it sounds like you have some great goals and that you are on your way towards making changes. And so I would like you to implement these things that we've talked about, maybe reducing your drinking before bedtime, and maybe going on a walk or golfing with your grandchildren, and not drinking beforehand. Okay? And so you do that, and I would like to see you next month, okay, to talk about how you're doing on your cutting back. And at our next visit, we will discuss alternative strategies to dealing with stress too, besides drinking. Okay? And thank you for talking with me. Thank you for being so open. Okay.